Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our second chapter from English grammar, that is nouns. Now, beta, what are nouns? Nouns are the naming words, or we can say noun is the name of a person, place, animal, or a thing. This is the definition of noun. For example, you can take your name, or we can say boy, or we can say table. Table is an example of a thing. I take my name like Rekha, it will be an example of a person. And if I take tiger, it will be a name of an animal. Fine. If I say Rohtak, it will be a name of a place. So these are all nouns. Now come to the next topic, that is kinds of nouns, or we can say types of nouns. So there are 5 types of nouns. The first one is proper nouns. What are proper nouns? Proper nouns are basically the names of particular persons, places, or things. For example, if I take a name of a place, like I take India. India is the name of our country. Then India will be proper noun. If I say name of a particular person, like I take name of our Prime Minister like Mr. Narendra Modi, it will be a proper noun. And if I take the name of a particular thing, like I take the name of a newspaper like the Times of India, it will also come under proper noun. So what are proper nouns? Proper nouns are the names of particular persons, places, or things. And one thing that you have to keep in mind in proper nouns is that proper nouns always starts with a capital letter. Fine. Now come to the second type of nouns. Second type of nouns are common nouns. Now what is a common noun? A common noun is the name common to every member of a class or a kind. Means if we take a group or you take a class, then that particular name will be common to that whole group. For example, if I take boys of class 6th, then boy will be a common noun. Fine. And if I take market, then you can talk about any market, not a particular one. If you talk about a particular market, then it will come under proper noun. But if you write down just market, it will come under common noun. In a similar way, we take an example of school. If I say school, then school will come under common noun. But if I say model school, then model school will come under proper noun. Clear? Now come to the third type of nouns. Third type of nouns are collective nouns. What are collective nouns? A collective noun is the name of a group of persons or things taken together as one. Means here we take a whole group as one. We give a name to that particular group because in that group that same kind of persons are there. For example, if I take bunch, like I say bunch of keys, then all keys will be there, no? So bunch will be collective noun. In the same way, like I say bundle of sticks, then bundle will be collective noun. Herd of cows, then herd will be collective noun. Now come to the fourth type of nouns. Fourth type of nouns are material nouns. What are material nouns? Material noun is the name of a material of which a thing is made. And that particular substance may be liquid or solid. And one thing that you have to remember is that material nouns are always in singular form. For example, if I take wood, wood is a material noun. And if I take like tables and chairs are made of wood, then in that case wood will be a material noun. And if I say, take another example like butter and cheese are made of milk, then milk will also be a material noun. Now come to the last type of nouns. Last type of nouns are abstract nouns. What are abstract nouns? Abstract nouns are those nouns in which we include the name of a quality, an action, or a state. Means in which we are defining the quality of a person. For example, honesty. If I say honesty is the best policy, or if we are describing any person to be an honest man, then if I say honest, then honest will be the adjective. But if we say honesty, then honesty will be abstract noun. In the same way, beauty, love, happiness, all these are abstract nouns. And one more thing that you have to keep in mind in case of abstract nouns is that we cannot see or touch abstract nouns. Fine. Like if we say any quality like honesty, you can't see honesty, but you just see them through his or her behavior, that particular person is honest or not. And don't confuse honesty with honest. Honest is an adjective and honesty will be an abstract noun. Clear? In the same way, beautiful. Beautiful will be an adjective and beauty is an abstract noun. Clear? Now, this is your first exercise, exercise A. Now, what you have to do in this exercise is circle the nouns in the following story. Here you have been given a story, and what you have to do is you have to just circle down the nouns. Fine. Just do it yourself, and then later on I'll give you the key of this exercise. Now come to the second exercise, exercise B. What you have to do in this exercise is you have been given a list of nouns. See, these are all nouns and you have to separate them or you have to classify them into proper, common, collective, material or abstract nouns. You have been given these columns. You have to write down the proper nouns here. You have to write down the common nouns here. You have to write down the collective nouns here, material here, and so on, abstract. Fine. Now come to the third exercise. Pick out nouns in the following passage and write them in appropriate box. Now here also you have been given this para and you have to pick out nouns from this paragraph and you have to write them in appropriate columns. Means all proper nouns in this para you have to write down here. Common here, collective here, material here and abstract here. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Now come to the second topic of our chapter. Second topic of our chapter is singular and plural number. Now, I can say nouns can be singular or they can be plural. What are singular? If a noun is one person or an animal or a place or a thing, then it will be in singular. But if our nouns refer to more than one person, place, animal or thing, then it will come under plural. Like if I say boy, then boy will come under singular. But if I say boys, then boys will come under plural now. Now there is a method or there are certain rules in order while making nouns from singular to plural nouns. Suppose we have been given singular nouns and we have to convert them into plural. So there are some of the ways or there are some of the rules through which we can make their plurals. Now the first thing is by adding s to a singular noun. It is very simple. In this case, what you have to do is you have to just add an s at the end of the singular noun, like book, books, cow, cows, boy, boys, etc. Now the next type is by adding es to singular nouns. Now there are some nouns in which case we just add an es and we make it plural, like box, boxes, brush, brushes, potato, potatoes. In the same way others you can do. Now third part is by changing y at the end of a singular noun into ies. In such cases what you have to do is you have to remove the y at the end of the singular noun and you have to add ies at the end in place of y. For example, there is baby. It is ending with y. Now what you have to do is you have to remove this y and you have to add ies in order to make it plural. Baby, babies, lady, ladies, copy, copies. Clear? Now the next is by changing f or fe at the end of a singular noun into ves. In such cases what you have to do is whenever the noun is ending with f or with fe, you have to just remove that f or fe and you have to add ves. Like in leaf, it is ending with f. You have to remove this f and you will add ves. So it will become leaves, leaf, leaves, wife, wives. In this case, f it is ending with fe. You have to remove both f and e and add ves so that it will become wives. Don't write wifes. That will be wrong. It is wives. Fine. Thief, thieves. Loaf, loaves. In the same way. Next is fifth, by changing a vowel. In some cases there are some nouns in which case we change the vowel sound, like tooth. Here O is the vowel and we'll convert this O into E. Tooth will become teeth while converting into plural. Goose will become geese. Man will become men. Mouse, here two vowels are there, O and U, and it will convert into mice. Fine. Next is by adding en or ren to a singular noun. There are some nouns in which case either we add en or we add ren to make them plural, like ox, oxen. We are adding en, and in child we add ren to make it plural, that is child. Plural of child is children. Now there are some singular nouns which have the same plural form also, means their form doesn't change in case of converting them into plural, like sheep will remain sheep only, deer will remain deer only, it will not change. Now the next is compound noun from their plurals in several ways. There are certain compound nouns which can be converted into their plural in different ways, like son-in-law will become sons-in-law. Father-in-law will become fathers-in-law. Here we are adding S to the first word, like for son we are adding S, sons. Father, fathers. Brother, brothers. Daughter, daughters. Okay? Sister, sisters. And in another thing, in this case, some these compound nouns are changed by adding the second word, like stepmother, stepmothers. Here we don't add S here. We add S with mother. So stepmothers, stepson, stepsons. Maid servant, maid servants. Washerman, washermen. Clear? Now there are some other examples also, like man servant, it will become men servants. Here we are changing both the words, like man will convert into men and servant will change into servants. Woman will convert into women and servant will convert into servants in order to make them plural. Now the next thing is, some nouns are always used in plural. There are certain nouns which are always used in plural. They don't have that singular form, like scissors. We always use scissors, a pair of scissors. Spectacles, goggles, trousers, pants, socks. Clear? Now there are some words which look plural but actually they are used in singular, because they ends with S but they are still singular, like measles. It's a name of a disease. It is in singular form. Mathematics, it is a name of a subject. It is also in singular form. Mumps, economics, physics, innings, all these are in singular form. Like news also. News, we say there is a very sad news. We can't say there are sad news. We say there is a sad news. So news is always in singular form. Clear? I hope it is clear to you. Now, for your practice, we have exercise D. In this exercise, you have to just write down their plurals. Fine. Space is given to you. Just try it on your own and later on I'll give you the key. Now, in exercise E, there are certain nouns which have been misspelled, means their spelling is wrongly written. You have to rewrite their correct spellings. Here space is there. What you will do, you will just circle down the wrong spelling. Like first I'll do it for you. Some insects live in colonies. Here the spelling of colonies is wrong. What is the correct spelling of colonies? Colonies spelling is COLONIES. Then what you have to do is you have to rewrite them with correct spellings. Means you have to rewrite the whole sentence. How will you rewrite the whole sentence? You will write down like this. Some insects live in colonies. COLONIES. Like this you have to do this exercise. Fine. You have to write down the whole sentences here and just circle down the incorrect spellings. Clear? Now the exercise F. What is exercise F? Exercise F is change the following sentences from singular to plural. Students, here are some sentences which are given to you. 10 sentences are there and these are given in singular form. And what you have to do is you have to convert these sentences into plural form and rewrite those plural sentences here. Fine. Like this example is given here. He met his son-in-law yesterday. It is in singular form. While converting into plural, what will you do? he, in place of he, you have to write down they, because he is in singular form. You have to make it plural. So they, met will remain met only. His will change into their, because it's there, they, it will become their. Son-in-law will become sons-in-law, and yesterday will remain same. So what will be our answer? They met their sons-in-law yesterday. In the same way, you have to do all these 10 parts. So that's all for now. In our next lecture, we'll continue with our next topic, that is countable and uncountable nouns. For now, you have to just practice down these exercises A to F, and in our next lecture, I will give you the key for these exercises. Thank you so much all. Take care.